Should I start?
Just wait, there was a power cut. Okay, I have started the backup power cut. So what you can do, you can start again. Okay, the recording must have started last time.
So should I start from the start?
Yeah, please start.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sarvesh Pathak here to present on Python web frameworks. That is Django, FastAPI, and Plus. These are the contents of my slides. It's an introduction slide regarding Python web frameworks. As we know that Python has various several web frameworks that simplify the process of building web applications. Frameworks is nothing but that provides developers with pre-built components and tools to create web applications quickly and efficiently. In this presentation, we are here to discuss the Python frameworks such as Django, FastAPI, and Plus. Django is a high-level web framework used for building complex data-driven web applications. It provides a robust set of tools and libraries that make it easy to build scalable, secure, and maintainable web applications. Generally, it uses MVT architecture, whereas other frameworks, just like in Spring Boot, it uses MVC architecture. In Django, the key feature is object relational mapping system, which allows developer to interact with models. Models in general means the database using Python codes. Fast API. Fast API is nothing but a modern, fast, and lightweight web framework just to create a web API designed to be used, easy to use, highly performant, and scalable. Its key feature is automatic data validation and documentation. It uses Python annotations to automatically validate the requested data and generate API documentation. This makes it easy to build robust and well-documented API with minimum effort. Wherein Flask is a lightweight and flexible web framework ideal for building small to medium-sized web applications. It provides developer with a simple and intuitive API for building web application. Its key flexibility is the key feature, but it does not come with pre-built components or any libraries such as what we have seen in Django, which allows developer to choose the tools and components they need for their specialized use cases. This makes Flask highly customizable and adaptable. Uh, when there is a comparison between this web framework, each of these web framework has its own strength and weakness. Django is generally ideal for building large-scale data-driven web application, while Fast API is best suited for building high-performance API. In regards to Flask, it's a good choice to use Flux for small to medium-sized web application that requires flexibility and customization. Whenever we are choosing a Python web framework, it is important to consider what are the specific needs of the project, and according to that, we have to choose the web frameworks. In conclusion, we can say that Python frameworks are very powerful tools to build web applications quickly and efficiently. All the web frameworks, that is Django, FastAPI, and Plus, are the most popular web frameworks. Each of them has their strength and weakness as per their area of interest. By understanding the feature and use cases of these frameworks, developer can choose the right tool according to their specific need, whether they have to build a dynamic high-level web framework or a customizable. They can choose the web framework according to that. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, I hope
Sir,
it is done.
yes, sir. This was regarding the Python web frameworks.
Okay, how many more presentation do you have?
Just one regarding Django and React.
Yeah, you can start that one.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, this presentation is regarding the integrating Django REST
You
framework
have
with.
not shared the presentation for Django.
Let me share. Yeah. Now is it visible?
No, yeah, now it is visible.
Yeah. This presentation is regarding integrating Django REST framework with React front-end applications. These are the contents. Generally, directly going to the topic, we will just see what is an API. Before understanding what DRF, we do have to understand what is an API. API is nothing but a short form of application programming interface. Uh, let's just take an example that when we say anything on Zomato, that the delivery guys are near to us on the map, the Zomato uses the Google Map API. This is how Google and Zomato app are interacting with each other through the API. Then what are the RESTful APIs? REST nothing is stands for representational state transfer. It is nothing but the protocol guidelines, which is an architecture on which the web services works. Services can be understood as your device connected to the internet. This API act as a translator between two machines communicating over a web service. This is just like an API, but it's working on the RESTful web services. Web developers program various APIs such that the server can receive data from applications. Now, the introduction to the Django REST frameworks. The Django REST framework is nothing but a powerful toolkit for building API using the Django web framework. It provides a set of tools and managing set of tools for easily managing the endpoints, creating and managing API endpoints, handling authentication and permission, as well as serializing the data. React is, as we know, React is a popular JavaScript library for building user interface. It allows user or the developer to build complex interactive UIs. The benefit for integration of this React with Django API is that we can display the real time with data without need to refresh the page. As per the figure here, we can see that the HTTP request is been passed on to the URL patterns. Then it is passed on to the view. It is as we know that the Django is MVT, hence it contains model, view, template. Hence the view is the part where the logics are written of our website. Then, according to the logic, which reader are read data through the database, and we open that data in the views, and we can pass it to the front end by serializing the data. Serializing is nothing but to transform the data type of database and into the JSON, which is required for the front end applications. Before integrating, we need to set up a Django API. This involves defining our models, serializers, creating views, URL patterns, configuring authentication permissions. Once you set up your API, you can use the Django REST framework built-in browsable API interface to test your endpoints and ensure that they are returning the correct data. These are the commands while making the Django project. The first Python mvenv is nothing but a command to initialize the virtual environment. Then pip install Django, and pip install Django REST framework is used to install these packages. The Django admin start project name is a command to start a project with set a project name. Then manage.py startup app is an app. Generally, there can be various apps within a project, but the main is a project, and there are sub apps in that when we develop web applications. Then after everything, we can migrate our data to the database and then can create a super. It will be very difficult from here. We will go to the VS Code and we'll let you know. Just a second. I will go to the VS Code. Yeah, in here we can see uh, Django React is the project name, and blog API are various apps. Let's see the model. This is the code. What is a model? Model is nothing but the what we can say other name to the model base database. This is the code wherein we are creating our database called as post. And these are the what we can say the elements post. Then the options. Then these are the what we can say the names of the tables such as category, title, excerpt, slug, whether the blog is published or not, on all that, and returning the string as a subtitle. These are URLs wherein if nothing is passed on, this generally simplifies that if nothing is been passed on to the endpoint, then the index HTML file will get executed. That is the first initial pages. And in what we can say in admin, we have to register our database. That's why in this admin page, we have been registering this database and all the segments in that. Blog and API. Blog and API is another app wherein we are. This is the serializer class. The work of serializer is that it should convert the query set from the data set into the JSON format so that our front end can read it. And deserializer is the opposite of that. All these are the files. These are the tests. When we test our API, in this test file, we can write our customized test cases such as we can see here. I have written the test case as self as equal when the response status code is equal a test case one when the response status code is equal to the HTTP 201 created, whether they are equal or not. These are the test cases such as the reverse blog API detail credits are equal to this, or the URL format is in JSON, or the data that we have given, whether the title is equal to the title of the blog. These are all the test cases. And same here, if any of the integer is passed to the path, just like slash API slash one, we can get the detail of the blog of having an index one or the what we can say the content one or serial number one. And if nothing is passed, it will as will directly go to the list create in blog API format. This was all about the API. Let's go to the yeah yeah. Here we can see the model view as well as API view and the tree. Uh, After running the py.manage start app log, the given files is created such as admin.py, apps.py, model.py. These are defaultly generated using Django. This is the benefit of using Django web framework, where mainly various files are being created defaultly along with certain codes. This help us. This generally releases various efforts of the developer and can focus on the major content of the web services. This was the API view we have obtained from it. That's here we can get HTTP to Antarctica that the API is working fine. We can obtain the get post and head options as well as in this API. Here you can say the ID one title is learning Django, author is one, content is random, and the status is published. This is the API we have been built for the blog API. For creating a we can also in React we can also obtain we have to integrate the Django with React. So one of the benefits of using React is the ability to handle state changes and updates efficiently. This means that when the data is fetched from the Django API, React can update the UI in real time without need to change the page or without need to refresh the page. The step is nothing but you have to generally download the Node.js and npm packages. Then in the terminal when writing npx create react app name, we can create the react app such as we can see here in the let me see. We can see here in the terminal that npx create react app blog API name of react app has been created, and npm start is the another code to start the server at localhost 3000. In app.js files I have defaultly read, and the obtained page is here in the react which is connected to the Django. These were the references used for developing this project. And the conclusion was for integrating Django REST framework with React. This integration provides a powerful and flexible solution for building modern web applications. The strength of this both technologies can create a seamless user interface that is both responsive and dynamic. With careful consideration of authentication permission, as well as efficient data fetching and state management, you can create a robust and scalable applications. Any questions? Yeah, that was it from my side.
Okay, I hope you are done with both of your tasks. Okay,
Yes,
and
sir.
your presentation. Okay, so certainly it was a good presentation from your side for both of the tasks. The Django was much better, I would say, in terms of story. But the thing is, see, you started with a story, you started with giving example. So try to stick with it, okay? So that a flow is there and flow is not, breaking in the middle. But it is a good start, I would say. Certainly, really well done presentation. But for your choosing a right Python framework, I think it lacked proper examples. Okay, when you are like having a topic like choosing a right Python framework, then you need to have a proper story so that your viewers can get a better idea of like what kind of or what scenario of project we have to choose what kind of projects. Okay, so
Yeah,
work on that. Other than that, but Django one was better, I would say. Okay.
yeah. Thank you. And sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Uh, when there was a server issues in March, right? We have been said to assign a new task again.
Yeah.
When I did, I got two tasks at the same point. The first one was the integrating Django REST framework, and other one is the one I am working right now.
Okay.
But the other colleague that they are working on the project after just integrating Django REST framework is the another project that I other than
No,
I
no.
am working.
What is the name of project that you have received?
Just a second, I will check. Yeah, this was the hands-on experience on basic RESTful API creation.
Okay, you can ask in technical chat if it is from your domain. Okay, if they say that this is your from your domain, then you can complete it because it is not important that all of the interns will work on same project. Okay, the interns are allotted a project based on the requirement.
Okay, I will ask on the technical support as
Yeah, if no one answer in technical support, you can always ask in Trello. Okay.
well. Or whether should I ask for assign new task again?
No,
Let me.
no, ask in Trello, okay, or ask in technical chat, and then only click on assign new task.
Okay, sir, can you see whether which presentation is remaining for my side or on which task I'm the presentation is remaining?
Oh, wait. Okay, so it is Django and hands-on. Yeah, I only have Django one. Okay, you are done with this one.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. I
Have
believe
a
we
good
will.
day.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good day too. Then we'll stop here for the day. You can leave if you want. Okay, we'll end the meeting for now. Thank you.